Sampled from her personal CP70, Alicia's Electric Keys is a very special electric piano. Okay, as I promised last time, we are going to look at this section with the gear. We looked at tuning, so we're going to look at response, MIDI macro, and how to save your own presets. So we already looked at this, we detuned, we looked at stretch and equal temperament. Now, as I learned the way most pianos are tuned, right, because they're not in what we call just intonation, which is with the overtone series and the physics and stuff that kind of goes a little bit over my head, but is really cool nonetheless. So it's interesting to have it on stretch tuning. So if we go over here to response, okay, here we have different things that are on and off. We have extended range, which, let's see, okay, our extended range, which I just hit the keys, and that's not too helpful. Let's bring the keys back. Extended range is what it enables us to play. If you see on the keyboard, which you can't see, we have our purple keys, and then we have our darker lavender keys. And extended range allows us to go here. To have these lovely notes. If we turn it off, nothing there. So this is probably the actual range of a CP70. All right, go ahead and start that. Put it over here. Also, it adds notes along the top range. So this is to make it match the 88 keys of a acoustic piano. And I think it's kind of cool to have that. You have that option. You can just go ahead and limit it like this. And I've chosen not to limit, because I don't know, I just like the extended range, even though I may not play there as much. All right. Now, here we have silent key. This is a feature that we've seen in the acoustic pianos. And silent key allows us to do some things. Let's see. Okay. I'm noticing things I didn't fix there. Okay. Silent key should allow us to do what I was trying to do last time, which is press down, and it will make no sound. And that is exactly what it does. So if you turn that off, then no matter how soft you press, you can hear something. So we can turn that on. Kind of cool. And then if we go to repedal and half pedal, those sometimes require a special sustain pedal in order to get those to work properly. I think repedal is supposed to be where you... I think that'll allow me, because I was doing... Let's see. Yeah, it responds like a real piano would. It kind of sustains some of the notes. and it's just almost like a half sustain effect when you move the pedal too soon, instead of immediately just cutting it off. All right, so then we have our half pedal. And if I turn that off, it doesn't seem to do much on my sustain pedal, which right now is the M gear. That goes with this Key Station 61. It doesn't seem to do much that I can tell right now. Sometimes, as I said, it requires a special sustain pedal, like I think the FC3 is one that does that. Over here on my MoXF 8, I have a FC4 sustain pedal, and it also, there's some things it doesn't do, is the point. So, and our last section is our animations. Now the animations are, of course, where these keys light up here. And if we go ahead and turn that off, we'll find that there are no animations. All right. Now, I kind of like the animations on, personally, and so I will leave that on. And I also like the silent key, so by default, none of those are turned on. So you can come in here and turn them on. Now, MIDI macro. MIDI macro is all your your controls. We're going to start with the velocity curve up top here. And the velocity curve allows us to, let's see, to choose how the keys respond. So the velocity curve right now is linear. Right. Now, if we were to change it, this is the same as on the other pianos. If we were to change it to hard, so we can play. Okay. And if we change it to soft, you can press more without it's harder to get loudness when you do that. When it's to hard, it's easier to get loudness. See that? Kind of bows in the middle here. And then harder, you may even hear a little distortion happening, because it's just getting up to those harder velocities so much faster. MIDI velocities go from 0 to 127, so I'm not sure which velocity it's hitting, but it's getting up there quickly. Whereas we go to softer, and hit it at the same velocity. It sounds like it's not, so I'm tempted, oh, I didn't hit hard enough. Now, we also have hardest. Okay. And then if we go down here, we have softest. like it at linear personally, and there's also the velocity curve of the S series of complete control keyboards. And that will have to do with how the actual key response is on those keyboards, and then making this adjustment so that it responds in the most optimal way for those keyboards. I'm going to put it back to linear, and then we can go over here and we can look at our pitch bend range right now. Sounds to be our standard pitch bend range, and we're going to play with that. We're going to move it. Ooh. And move it up. You can actually get it to do a whole octave right there. So you can get some nice effects with that, actually. You could have it do a half octave. No, that's not quite. A fifth is what I was after, not half octave. And then, yeah, obviously you can do the whole range, and you can have it off, which is not something that I've seen on a piano before. Interesting. Okay, we've done stuff with the guitars to where it will only bend certain notes, which is interesting, but to their credit, those are guitars, and that's a more natural thing. So if you wanted to do something like that, you could. So that's that section. And then controller, these are different macros. And macros I'll have to look into a little bit more. Okay, MIDI CC1, CC2. Okay, so these are like, each one of these is assigned a MIDI CC number, and these also have, so my transport controls, some very painfully high pitched. So this is like CC 97 or so, in that range. Of course, it's playing at 127 MIDI velocity, and so you can make these changes as needed for your equipment. And that is that. Now, how to save your own presets. We're going to go back here to the main instrument, back out a little bit. Now, saving your presets or snapshots is pretty typical of all MIDI instruments. I've modified the basic grand here to be a little bit more, a little softer, rounder. I've turned the sub up just to have the, I like the way it sounds. Yeah, for this song. So, kind of messed up there, but you get the idea. I like more sub on it. So, to save this preset, I would go right up here to the top where it says snapshot, and it tells you down here, this allows you to save changes you made to the parameters of this instrument as a snapshot. Clicking this button will open a save snapshot window where you can enter a new snapshot name. So I'm going to do this and call it my basic grand A's basic. I think I spelled basic with 2 C's. That's not right. Basic grand. Okay. Well, that's how you would do that. And I'll be able to come back to it at any time. It'll be in the list of user. See, we got our factory. This is one way to look at our factory presets. And then we have our user presets. So now the way we can find that there are different, you can search by different categories. You can limit them. So clean, pure. You can limit them by the different types, character, style, and then over here is just all of the presets. So if you want to save a favorite grand, if you wanted to make that one so you could find it easily, you'd hit the star right next to it like that. And then let's say we go back to something like that. And you're right here with the bell-ish sample. And then you say, well, I want to go back to that Neo Grand. Now right here it's at the top, but let's say you saved one that's further down, like Fragile. You hit the star right here, and there it is. Of course, it gives you a quick sample. And we'll go back here. And then you can do it so on and so forth. As you can see, I've saved a few that I like the sound of. Let's go back here, and this, we can actually hit the check mark. That'll do it. This little speaker icon here, just getting a little closer. This little speaker icon will turn off the preset, the preview of the preset. So we turn that off, and it goes, yeah. And then it'll just load. But sometimes it's nice to be able to hear it, so I'll just leave it on. That is that instrument right there. So there we have it. We have the main section, which has all our front panel controls here, which you can adjust. And then any place you see this little arrow, you can click on that and it'll take you under the hood, so to speak. And also under the hood are, let's see, we shut these up. Under the hood, it can also be accessed by clicking the Effects tab right there. And then Instrument gives you access to all these shaping features. So we have this is our direct output, or the I think they call it the preamp. And then here's a microphone, because this piano does actually make sounds. And if you turn them both off, you get no sound, which is logical. Turn it on. So that's a direct sound. And then you can control the levels, obviously, and then much more detailing here. Very cool. And then you have your shape, tone, and noise. As we've seen, effects is our effects chain of pedals. And if you want to see more detail on those, you can watch the previous deep dive we had there. And there it is. All right. Alicia's electric keys. Now the next step would be to incorporate this into a piece of music. So let's go back to user. So I've been playing this little motif here, and this may be a mistake, but I'm going to try it anyway. Let's go here. How's that for the moment? Okay, and that. So then we can come over here and see what's this one. I know what this needs. We need a trumpet. An electric trumpet. A muted trumpet. That will be interesting, having an electric trumpet. How would it play? Well, I suppose it would be a MIDI controller, just like my key station. But you would, instead of playing keys, you would blow into it. All right, let's see. That's the one. Okay, now this one, this is the basic contact stuff. I'm going to see about EQing some of that, softening it a bit. Maybe I don't need to do that. Let's leave it as is, and then we'll see if it needs modification. Should have learned the melody of this song. It's I guess Let It Rain by Crowder and Mandisa. So let's make something up. Oh, that'll be good. Not quite. One more try. So on and so forth. That's very rough, but I actually did something already, which we'll pull back here and to the beginning. I'll listen to that one. Pull these down a bit. Oop, no, we're not going to do the volume. Here we go. Probably should have led with this one. I'm just a little self-conscious about my drumming, but this is featuring Alicia's electric keys and Alicia's keys right here, which was the first one that I got into. So you can hear it's a piano. What would be cool is to have this part unsustained and this one unsustained. So Alicia's keys and then Alicia's electric keys using the Nervous Particles preset. With sounds that modify like that. And then, of course, we have Drum Labs. Oh, wait. No, I have Nora for the bass because... Nora has this really cool thing. I know we're off of the electric keys, but this is how it sounds together. So Nora also has a sub. Like Alicia's electric keys, it has a sub. And I like to... So for piano, it has that sub feature adds some richness, and you can adjust where that is as well. Just like you can with electric keys. So I have that, and then the... Drum Labs. Still learning how that one works. But it's a mix of acoustic and electronic and acoustic samples put together. So, all right, Alicia's electric keys. We've overviewed. We've looked at all the sections, and now enjoy playing with it. All right, so. Thank you for joining me. Hey, if you want to see an overview from the Spotlight series, I'm also going through Spotlight's collection. We started with Ireland, and my wife joined me on that one. You can check that out at one of the videos here that will appear on the screen, and see about this video that YouTube recommended for you. Stay curious.